Wayne and I first met, must have been probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Getting to know Mark, I was really pleased that he went into the development industry because I knew that Mark would bring a fresh approach and a human-centred approach to it.
For me, what's important is working in an organisation which thinks about the impact and the positive impact it can have. When you look at the brand of a business and rebranding a business, it has to be part of something much broader about looking at the strategy of the business, looking at the culture of the business, the purpose of the business. And I think relatively early on it was clear to me that Modwen had a purpose at its core, but that it needed to take that forward and make it more relevant for today, and in particular more relevant for the next 10 or 20 years. Our purpose is changing places, creating better futures.
There are a lot of development companies, obviously, in the UK, all in competition, but I can't think of any that have a purpose and a vision that feels so right for now than St Modwen. Now, once you have a purpose, the brand development flowed very easily. All we were doing is bringing out what's already within St Modwen.
Yeah, there weren't loads of new ideas and completely different things brought into that. A lot of it was just making the most and bringing together and focusing what was already there within the business. I know Wayne and his team are going to approach things and think about things in a completely different way. I don't necessarily understand the way in which they're going to do that, but I know that that's going to bring a different perspective and it's going to potentially ignite things in other people.
Sometimes when you work with industry as designers, you meet people who don't understand design and are afraid of it, and Mark, not design trained, but absolutely is unafraid to give feedback. That's why things work so well. You're not design trained, are you?
I've got art A-level.
One of the things that we talked about as a team, both St Modwen and Hemingway Design, was what is development about? And it's about people. So one of the things that we started to do was to filter out all of the things that felt less human. And immediately it starts to feel gentler and more of the times. The logo is just, it's a big job to get that logo right, but that's just the start of it.
I think tone of voice, how you write about things, the type of photography that you use on your website, in your brochures, the feeling you have when you go into a house, or when you go into a new development, it's ultimately going to be a community of houses going forward. That's your brand. There's an enormous amount to do in looking at our product, but also our service as well. So if we want to be contemporary and talking and being relevant for the next 10 to 20 years, we really need to embrace how you use technology, digital innovation, and how that's going to impact on the lives of people that are going to be buying homes from us. You've got to bring all of those things together. When
you're in this place now and when we speak to the people here, it feels collaborative. So that made it easy for us to work out the breakout spaces, the eating areas.
I think the environment you provide as an employer for the people that work in the business, I think says a lot about how much you value them and how seriously you take the impact and the contribution that they can make to the business.
Brand enables the public to understand a company. And I think with St Modwen, being people-focused and about regeneration, being for the common good, is going to cut through. And I think it will actually change the industry.
The purpose, the strategy, the values within the business, I think that means a lot to a lot of people here. So I think what we've tried to capture in the purpose and what we're capturing in the brand going forward is in something that brings that to life and hopefully brings together people and makes the business far greater than the sum of the parts.